Hello, my creative friends. I'm Heather North from heatherscreativeblessings.com. It is release week for Catherine Pooler's new Stamp of Approval Lovely Notes collection. And even though I was only required to make the cards for the blog hop on Monday, I could not stop there. I made over a dozen cards. And so I'm making a video right now to show you how I made today's cards. First, I grabbed my distress inks and a couple of mini ink blending tools and a piece of Whisper White cardstock. So I started here with the Twisted Citron, and then I'm going to grab the Cracked Pistachio, and I'm just going to blend those two colors together. I go from the bottom with the Cracked Pistachio up into the Twisted Citron, and then when I've got that blended a little bit, I'll grab my Twisted Citron blending tool and blend it back down into the Cracked Pistachio. And then I'm going to grab a new color. This is Peacock Feathers, and I'm going to go up into the Cracked Pistachio, and then I'll blend that Cracked Pistachio back down again until I get a blend that I like. I also did the Peacock Feathers up on the top, and I'm grabbing my Twisted Citron again and blending it over. So I'm just going to blend these colors back and forth until I get kind of the color and blend that I like. I think I should have used one more green down here at the bottom, but I didn't. I also want to point out that I'm using a Ranger Craft Mat, that brown mat. It's really slick, and by starting off on that slick surface and going in a circular motion, I'm getting a much better blend than when I start just on the cardstock. Once it's blended the way I like, I'm going to grab my Big Shot and my magnetic platform. I'm also going to grab a magnetic shim. I like using that anytime I'm using intricate dies. So you can put it under or on top of the clear plates. I did it on top of the clear plates this time, and then I just run it back and forth a couple of times. This cuts really, really well. I didn't really need to do it as many times as I did, but whatever. It was kind of a habit. So the sandwich is a magnetic plate, a clear plate, paper, die, another clear plate, and my metal shim on top. And then as you can see, those little chevron pieces fall out. So I'm going to grab my Glad Press and Seal. I used this in Monday's video, and I'm just going to cut a little piece of it off, and I'm going to use it to pick up that chevron die and all the little bits inside of it. Isn't that cool? That keeps it all in place. It makes it very easy to put it on my card later. I'm going to show you how I adhere it. I'm doing it a little differently than I did in the last video. As you can see, it can be hard to get all those little pieces back in the correct spot if you don't do this. Not impossible, but difficult. So I'm just going to continue cutting out all of my chevrons. I'm going to cut out this entire sheet, and I'm going to pick them all up with the Glad Press and Seal. And I'm showing you that this metal shim, it does work whether you put it beneath the clear plates or on top of the clear plates. Now I'm going to work on my card base. It's just a standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's again Whisper White cardstock from Stampin' Up. And I have here the hand-painted Thanks. It was made by Neat and Tangle for the Lovely Notes collection. And there are 3 stamps in this set, and you stamp it in the order that it's on its sheet. I did not realize this the first time I stamped it, and I'll show you my cards at the end of the video. I stamped it in the wrong order. Basically, the one on top you stamp in the lightest ink, so I use Pool Party. The one in the middle is supposed to be your medium ink, and the one on the bottom is your darkest. So my medium ink is Coastal Cabana. All these inks are by Stampin' Up. And this ink has been retired, but I have found that Lawn Fawn's Mermaid is a very, very close match. So if you don't have Coastal Cabana, you can pick up that Mermaid ink. Anyways, I stamped it on top of the Thanks. I think this one is really easy to line up. It just helps. I watched Catherine's video last week, and I saw that that's why mine wasn't working quite right. I was stamping them in the wrong order. So the last one is that bottom one, and it's in Bermuda Bay. Ooh, I just love it. And it looks so much better now that I saw that video from Catherine and learned the right way to do it. Okay, so that's basically it for this card, except for adhering my dies. So I just want to show you, you could use every part of this page. I actually cut out that little tiny piece that was left over. And then you can use the negative pieces and put them on your card. You can use bits and pieces of the chevron. This is that little one that I cut out. You can adhere it all over the place. I like that it's just an arrow pointing to my sentiment. You can layer 2 or 3 or more of these die cuts. This die is just super cool. It is great because it works for both feminine and masculine cards. It can be the focal point of your card or just a fun accent. So I told you I was going to tell you how I adhere this. I did it a little different than I did on my video on Monday. I am going to use the Chevron sticker maker. These are small enough that they fit inside there. And I'm just going to keep these die cuts on the press and seal. I'm going to put it into the sticker maker and then pull it down from below. And then I just use my finger and burnish that die cut down. What I'm doing and what this sticker maker does is it is adhering sticky to the back of the die. So you'll see me pull off this top layer and I just pull it back on itself, and I'm keeping the press and seal on there. It's a little tricky, but not too hard. And then I'm going to pull it away from the backing, and now there's sticker on the back side of this die. Because I have the press and seal, everything is still in its own place. This stuff is like magic. And I wanted to note here, I just pulled that press and seal off, and then I'm going to carefully peel the die away. And as I do, I'm just going to put or push down on the negative pieces, so just the skinny little chevrons stay there. So what I wanted to point out is the sticker maker has different kinds of adhesive you can buy for it. You can buy the permanent and you can buy the repositionable. What I have here is repositionable. And I like using it on cards especially because it gives me time to kind of pick things up and play with them. As you can see, I adhered that positive piece on top of the little pieces. And now I'm going to run another chevron die through my sticker maker. Same process, kind of burnish the sticky into the back of my piece. Peel off that top layer back on itself. And then I'll peel the die cut away from the adhesive backing. This one wanted to stay on there. And then I'm going to adhere these to my card. And I found a little trick here. I just lined up the top of one of the chevrons with the bottom of the other, and I laid them on top of each other. And then I press those chevrons into my paper, and then I'm going to peel the positive piece away like I did before. Just carefully and slowly. I didn't want to bend it. I just wanted to leave those pieces on there. Isn't that great? And it lined up really well. You could take those remaining pieces and adhere them to the bottom of your card, but I decided I wanted to leave a little bit of blank space at the bottom, so I didn't actually push those down in there. Now there can be some residue left over from those sticky pieces, so what I did was I just took a clean piece of that press and seal and I put it over my dies and kind of rubbed down on it. This pushes the dies onto the paper, the cardstock, a little bit better, but it also picks up little pieces of dirt and dust and gummy sticky and glitter and all of that. And it did a really good job. It got most of it. What it didn't get, I took this gum eraser, or I don't remember what it's called, but I'll have a link to it down below if I can find one. I got this eons ago from Creative Memories. But this just picks up any extra residue. And then I took a piece of, or a pair of sharp scissors, and I just cut the little ends that were sticking off the top, and that is my card. I wanted to show you that if you get these little bits stuck into your die, just take one of these pokey tools and it comes out really easily. This has just been a lifesaver many, many times in my card making. And that is my card. I've got 3 more cards on my blog, and there'll be close-up pictures for you to look at, as well as all of the supply lists. But let's look at them here real quick first. I've got the first card that has the 2 positive dies on the top and bottom and the negative little dies in the center, so it's kind of the opposite. And you can see here the difference in stamping when I did it the wrong way on the left and the right way on the right. It doesn't look bad, but it does look better stamped the right way. This one just has all the negative pieces going up and down. I love that. And for my last one, I die cut this top panel out with the concentric circles die. There's a frame die in there. And then I used the little birdies and some of the other stamps that are included in this collection. And I embossed them in white onto a piece of Christmas paper. I think it turned out great. So that's my card for today. I hope that you are enjoying this collection. If you're watching on YouTube, you might want to go over to my blog. I'll have pictures, supply lists, links, and more information so you can join the other blog hops going on for your chance to win one of these collections for free. I hope that you have enjoyed my video today. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I was so inspired that after I finished filming this, I made one more card and filmed that, and it's going up hopefully next week. So you might want to check out the Stamp of Approval playlist I have over on YouTube so that you can see that as soon as it goes up next week. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you find some time today to get creative. Bye!